Hey, EDUT 501. Welcome to week 2 from my lovely backyard, even though it's dark out and you probably can't see much except for some little lighting right back there. I hope week 1 went well for you. I thoroughly enjoyed your posts, your discussion board posts, and I'm very excited to start getting some of your projects in coming up in the next couple weeks. I know some of you are a little nervous and feeling you might get overwhelmed with what's going on online. And I just put you at ease. If you need anything, shoot me an email or a text. I want to make sure your first class gets off all right. And I know all 4 of you are also in 520, so you get a double dose of me for your first 8 weeks in Concordia. And so, just reach out if anything's going on there. So, starting off week 2 with a great quote from Back to the Future, Mr. Marty McFly. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. And it really speaks to, I know it's a kind of a silly movie and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but the human condition of perseverance is super impressive. Humans can do some amazing things when they set their minds out to them. And there's just so many examples of people doing such amazing things. And you guys are doing that as well, right? You're extremely busy working families and lots going on like everyone else, and you've decided to jump in and also add a master's program on top of that. So just know that you guys are doing amazing things. So this is kind of getting used to my formatting, and so I'll go through the whole announcement board, but really what it is, all this information, here's the announcement, scrolling up and down, but you can also go to week 2. And so I'll pop over to week 2 just for a second. And so it's going to load. And a lot of the same information is going to be here in week 2, which I think I already had that tab open right there. So I'm going to go back to the announcement and kind of walk through it. There's a lot of content this week. And really what we're looking at is 21st century learning, the different models of leadership and different technology issues that can go on with that, and what kind of improvements you can do to make those technology issues go away. There's a lot of content, so there's some reading in the chapters, a couple pages here, a couple pages here, and then a lot of videos. So if I pop over, and I'm going to drag it over this way to week 2, when I scroll up to your content, here's your reading. And what's nice, Mr. Selleck, the subject matter expert, he just went ahead and embedded the videos right there. So you can watch them right on this page, or you can open them up in a new page. So there is a lot of content this week. So you're going to have to plan accordingly to get through a lot of that content. David Platt is pretty big with 21st century learning and future ready. And if you don't know what future ready is, it's essentially the standards that districts need to hit, or schools need to hit, to be labeled future ready schools, schools that can help students prepare for the 21st century learning, which we're years into 21st century learning. So it's not, we need to stop talking about it like it's not here yet, because it is, because we're right in the middle of it. And then if you scroll down, great little video playlist for Twitter 101. So Bill Selleck, the subject matter expert, Matt Miller's the Ditch That Textbook guy. And there's some other cameos in there. I believe I watched this video and I saw Lisa Highfell and saw some other people there. So there's a lot of content this week, but it's all really good content. So make sure you get some time that you can focus on getting that. And our discussion board question, I pasted in right here, but I'll pop over there, and you can see Leslie's already jumped on and answered that. But in the readings this week, it talks a lot about how the school model currently we have, for the most part, is borrowed from the industrial model used for the factories, and it's really stolen from Prussia. So it's a Prussian model. So what do you agree with or disagree, and then how that might impact how you view your classroom currently? So give examples. Your examples on these discussion boards are really going to be where a big chunk of the learning is going to happen. And so I would encourage you to be very active on those discussion boards, because that's where a lot of the learning takes place. It's like a classroom discussion. So popping back over the assignments for this week, you have the one discussion. Remember, Thursday nights is when your initial is due, and then by Sunday evening is when your 2 responses are due. So there's a checkpoint this week. Due at the end of week 3 is assignment number 2, your first, not your first assignment, your first assignment is this week. And so I want to pop over to assignment number 2, which I believe I have open right here, right there, checkpoint end of week 2. And so what you're going to do is you're going to send an email to me. I would highly suggest you just literally copy and paste this table, and you paste that into an email, and you type in your responses in the boxes. And that's going to be your checkpoint for assignment 2. If you click right there, it's going to take you to your assignment 2. It's research paper on elements of 21st century. So about 1,000-word document that you're going to submit through the file submission. A couple quick pointers. One, make sure you're doing APA formatting. We do have to take off if you're you're doing reverse citing. MLA is really big in high school and undergrad. Master's is APA, so it's a little bit different. So make sure you're up to date on that. The 3 general pieces. Pull in a piece from the text and then 2 other sources. And then so introduction to what's causing changes, the elements of 21st century learning, and then the last section of it or your conclusion is your analysis and your opinion. So there's the analysis and opinion side is where you can use the I pronouns, but in the first 2 sections you really want to stay away from that. And then with every assignment at Concordia, which I think is great for the student and for the instructor, is if you want to know how you're going to get graded, they give you a rubric for that. And so you need to hit these points to earn the points and really make the learning. So when I grade your paper, I'm going to grade it right on the rubric. The rubric is in the grade book, and if you end up getting an average, I'm going to put text right in here that says why you got it. So you're going to get that feedback as soon as I turn your paper back to you and grade it. And so I really like this method of assignments and grading because it's extremely helpful. Another point, submit it to Grammarly, right? In Grammarly, I hope you watched that 7 or 9 minute video on Grammarly. It's really powerful because if you're getting your paper in there and making the changes that it suggests, you're not going to have any issues on your paper with writing conventions and things of that nature. So going back, here's the checkpoint. You're going to literally just go in here and bullet point some of the stuff you have. You can use bullet points in here if you want. I am a bullet point kind of guy, and it really gets it to it. So this is going to be checkpoint, and that's just an email to me. In the email, put this for the title, checkpoint at the end of week 2. That can be your subject line. Paste this in, and then if there's any feedback I need to give you, I'll make sure I can get that to you. Popping back over, so that's checkpoint, the collaborative exercise. And so a little side note, this is made for when classes have 12 to 20 people, that I would every time there's a collaborative exercise, and I believe there's one almost every week, that the groups would change. We have 4 of us in this class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to elect a lead for that collaborative exercise, and that person is sort of like team lead. They're not doing more work than you. They're just kind of the lead to kind of, if you have to share out a file or do something of that nature, they're going to be one that take the lead on that. And so for this one, Kendra, we're just going to start at the top and go down. She's going to be the first lead for this one. And so if you click right here, it's going to pull up that, and it's going to pull up this document right here that says you're going to make a Venn diagram comparing these 3 gentlemen, and it's the videos that you're watching, so it's not like you have to go out and get new content. It's right there for you. And so it's really they step you through it. You're going to open this Google Drawing. So I haven't opened it yet, and once you open it, you're going to file, make a copy. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in my drive. I would highly encourage you to make folders for each of your courses, and you would put it in that folder. And so the first thing you would want to do is go in and you would want to share it with edit rights. So it says can edit with the other students in the class, and hit done. That's going to share it out to them so all 4 of you can work on it at the same time. But remember, when you share it with me or you submit the link for it, when you turn it in by link, you would want to make it so I can view. Or comment. Comment would be great as well. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that, and I should pop back up on the window there. And you're going to share copy with editing privileges. there's an example, and you're going to edit it and turn it in through me. Just share it with me. So you're not going to turn it in through the assignment box, but you're going to just share it with me with comment rights. That way I can put some comments on there for you. If there's any questions on that, just get a hold of me, and we'll work through it as we go. And then the actual assignment for this week is assignment number 1, social media starter kit. So real not complex assignment, but it may be hard if you've never used Twitter. And so what you're going to do is you're going to create a Twitter account. You need to customize your profile. And so it tells you avatars, your picture. I use my little Android guy, background image, a biography with some hashtags. Put it on your phone, follow at least 20 EduAwesome teachers, tweet about some stuff, participate in a Twitter chat, and respond regularly to those people in your PLN. And if you go down here, as usual, there's a rubric that kind of goes through everything. So frequency and quantity, you need to hit 10 tweets to get through this. And resource links, it tells you everything you need. The goal is really to get this done by the end of this week. If it goes into next week, what I'll do is please still turn it in this week. I'm going to grade it. If your grade's lower, because let's say you only hit 6 tweets this week, and so you have to be marked 3 points on frequency and quantity. If you continue to do that and send me an email and say, hey, I've updated it, I want to resubmit it, let me know, and then I'll regrade that part of it. Just because if you're new to Twitter, that may be hard for you to do in the first week of you ever having it. If you're not new to Twitter, you probably won't have an issue with that. So just let me know if you have any questions on that. I will say, side note on this, I'm going to scroll down to the announcements from week 1. I did put some help here, and they give a ton of resources, but I did put a link to how to create a Twitter account video, which it's being really slow to load for some reason. And so if you play this video, it literally walks you through the steps how to create an account, to change your avatar, to change your background. And then right here is a public list I made on Twitter, and lists are really, really powerful things you can use in Twitter. And these are my top 20 tweets, right? These are people that I follow and really pull into me. And so do not use all of them. You do not have to. These are just getting you started. Because there's some, there's history teachers, and there's English teachers, and there's superintendent, and there's a tech TOSA, and there's an elementary principal, and a middle school principal. There's a lot of different people on there. So that's going to be hopefully helpful you. And that's in my week 1 announcement. I put that in there. So, just trying to give you guys as many resources as possible. And so I did skip over. I want to go into week 2. There's the discussion link. The self-paced lesson, I will say it seems a little odd when you go through it and you listen to it and it's just this lady talking to you. There is some good content in here. Watch the videos first, do the reading first. If you get time this week, there is some good information in there that can really help you out. But I understand it's optional and it's self-paced. And so I highly encourage it. But if you're just stressed for time, that's one thing that you can drop off a little bit. And then the looking ahead. Let me go back to announcements to do that looking ahead. So it's the research paper that I already went over in the city online cert training. And so this isn't for this class at all. It's for towards the end of your program when you do research. That it's the ethical way to do research when you're doing pulling data from actual real people, but it is due week 4 of this course because they want you to get it out of your way. This is brand new, and I will be doing it this week as well. And I will show you how to post yours because I will post mine. That way you can see what it looks like because it is, like I said, brand new. It changed maybe 2 days before this course started. And if you click on it, here's the doc that kind of walks you through how to go through it, how to register, and everything you're going to have to do. It's an 8-page doc. They do a good job of really stepping you through how to go through it. And once again, it's all about doing research on human subjects, right? And sounds really, really fancy. So that is our week 2. I know it seems like a lot, but once you guys get rolling, I don't think you'll have any issues. But if you do, once again, send me a tweet, Vox me, a text, a phone call, an email, whatever you need to get what you need, let me know. Side note, I didn't point this out, but all the videos are on YouTube. I created a playlist for 501. So if you're watching the videos outside of, outside of it, let me go down to my announcements. You can actually subscribe to that playlist, and it'll give you a little notification. Sorry, let me go to week 1. It will give you a little notification saying when a new video is up. And so here's that. And if I click on it, it's going to start playing. But I want to watch it on YouTube. So if you click over and say I'm going to watch it on YouTube, I'm going to pause it. It is part of a playlist, and you should be able to right there. It should open the playlist, and see, I'm in my editing screen, so it's going to show it to me like that. But you should be able to see that on the playlist, and then you can subscribe to it and get notified, but you don't have to. Anyway, everyone have a great week, a phenomenal week. And if you have any questions, like I said, get a hold of me.